Yeah. Want me moving it this way?
Great. Oh, that's perfect. Do you need a hand? Maybe we'll do something. Stand there. We're pretty.
I'm always worried about touching something because if something happens, it's my fault. So I don't know if Josh explained what we're doing. Mm-hmm. I know that it's been a little chaotic. We're running around to multiple booths. Did he tell you what we do?
Twitch live stream channel, focus on board gaming news, and all that kind of fun stuff.
Correct. I just want to make sure you're aware that we are not actually affiliated with Twitch. We just run our own channel. Perfect. Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about your company and your games?
Fantastic. So my name is Chris. I work for GameSalute. So GameSalute, we've been around for a while. Started way back a couple years ago on Kickstarter, doing a lot of games and all that. So this year we're premiering two brand new games for co-op play. One is a second edition of a game that we released back in 2012 called Shadow Rift. At the time, Shadow Rift, very good mechanical deck building game. This new edition here, Shadow Rift, as you can see, we upped the card quality, the whole production quality in general. The original Shadow Rift came in a box about that big. As you can see, a lot bigger now. We now have a game board. The cards are all glossy and beautiful and all that. This is a very, very challenging deck building game. It is not for the faint of heart. This is not for gamer lights. Because people want to spend anywhere from an hour to 2 hours really trying to fight off a wave of monsters and try to overcome the big odds. So the basic way any deck builder works, you got your 10 starting cards that you're going to use to buy and attack. And then you're going to slowly build up your deck while you're trying to fight off oncoming monsters and try to seal these Shadow Rifts. Name of the game there. It takes a lot of teamwork and a lot of planning and preparation, and you've got to be flexible because you never know what kind of monsters are coming up next. And there's a lot of trying to figure out what's best to focus on. Are you trying to build up your character decks? Do you want to buy more villagers to add to your village to gain you more bonus effects while they're out and prevent the lose condition of having a full village of corpses? Or are you going to be fighting a lot of monsters to try to score the heroism points and try to protect your villagers from getting killed by the monsters? So there's a lot to think of and a lot to do. It's very challenging, but it's also very, very rewarding.
Awesome. And so this game is available for purchase here at BGG.CON?
Yes. Yep, this game just premiered. We just shipped it out to backers for the Kickstarter, and now it's here at BGG.CON. We've got the base game here, which you can see, as well as the first expansion for the game. So this is Eve of the Sickle Moon. This adds 2 new monster factions into the game, as well as some more hero action cards to really add to the diversity of the game. We then also have 2 promo cards we're giving out. We've got the bartender and the guide, so any Shadow Rift purchase will come with these 2 at all. So if you buy at BGG.CON, if you buy Shadow Rift here, you'll be getting these 2 promo cards for free.
Awesome. And for our viewers watching from home who are unfortunately not able to join us at BGG.CON, are they available to buy it online?
Shadow Rift actually is now sold out, second edition. So we sent it out to backers, we sent it out to wholesale purchases, and now it's basically sold out. You might be able to find it through some online realtors who bought it at wholesale, but we have already sold out from at least our store.
Do you have any plans to make any more?
Oh yes, Shadow Rift is a fantastic game, so we are always excited to continue on expanding that universe and creating that game. That's why we've actually specifically created a Kickstarter account just for Shadow Rift with Jeremy Anderson, who's the creator. So that way we can keep coming out with expansions and then coming up with new additions as the game kind of grows in popularity.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell our viewers about your company or the game?
For Shadow Rift, I mean, if you're up for a challenge and you really like a good deck building game, I highly recommend it. If you've ever played the first edition, this has some small tweaks in the mechanics, but overall it's a very similar game, but you're going to find it's just a lot more satisfying now that you've got the board and the layout and all that. So I really, really invite anyone to try out Shadow Rift.
Thank you so much for your time. And do we have any other questions from the chat? Can't hear you.
We have a bunch here in the chat. Employee from Twitch. He's just checking us out.
Employee from Twitch? Okay.
Hello. Covered it really well.
Thank you.
Best name. I didn't catch this. Is the Shadow Rift fully co-op?
Yes, it is fully co-op. There is no trader mechanic whatsoever. It's for 1 to 6 players. So you can play solo. I recommend actually, like, if you're going to be teaching it to your friends, play a solo round first. It's that way you can kind of learn and then guide your team as you try to fight off. Because playing a full 6 is going to be really hard because the monsters are going to come up faster in order to compensate for the number of players. So playing a 1, 2, or 3 player game is a lot more slow build up, while 6 you have to hit the ground running or you're not going to survive.
And how long does a typical game run?
A typical game will run anywhere from about an hour to 2 hours, depending on how many players, and then at the kind of speed that you as players kind of play at. If you're a lot of planning and humming and hawing, it's going to be close to that 2 hour mark. Oh, yes.
Do you mind if I pick up a card and show it to the camera?
So this is the corpse card. What kind of a card is this?
So corpses are bad. Anytime a villager dies, you're going to replace them with a corpse. And if you have a full row of corpses, you lose the game. So there you got some of the monsters there. So this is part of the dragon deck. There are 6 different faction decks within the main game. You've got your dragons, you've got your drow, you've got your Galatians, which are like ice wizards, you've got your demons, you've got your necromancers, and you've got your storm lords. So all very thematic and all very different. Each monster deck has their own special card that goes along with it. So with the fire dragons, we got burn cards, which are going to do a lot different stuff than the storm chasers, storm cards, or the Galatians frozen cards and all of that. So anytime you're picking a faction to play against, you're going to want to choose your hero cards specifically towards that faction because you're going to need that in order to help out. So burn's really bad because anytime you have a burn card in your hand, you're also going to need to draw a wound card. And that's 2 cards that you have now in your deck now that you can't do anything with until you heal them. So you have to kind of really manage how many wounds and how many burns you have in your hand.
Awesome. Are there any other questions from chat? How do you like the cards? I think the artwork on this is very solid.
Oh yeah, like I said, we just kind of took a good game and we were able to focus all that time from the Kickstarter on upping the production quality.
Fantastic.
Because we had a really solid first edition.
And how long did it take you from the creation of the Kickstarter to completion and shipping out?
Completion and shipping out, trying to remember now. We started the Kickstarter, when was that? It was only a couple of months because we had, most of the artwork was already done before we even did the Kickstarter. It was all about getting it to the factory and get it produced. We did hit a bit of a snag where the card quality that came back to us wasn't kind of what we had originally talked about. So we wanted to make sure that people were getting the product that they wanted, the product that we promised. So we had to extend production by a little bit to make sure that happens because quality is extremely, extremely important.
Yeah, as frustrating as that can be, I'm sure the backers really appreciated that you are putting the extra effort to make it exactly what you promised.
Especially in a deck building game, card quality really matters because if you're shuffling these cards a lot, if they start bending right away, it's not going to be a good time.
Absolutely. All right, and is there anything else?
So real quick, we do actually have another game we're premiering here,
awesome.
which we can show you real fast.
Absolutely.
It doesn't take too long to explain. If you want to angle us up over here, I'll hop on over.
Perfect.
So, this is Black Orchestra. So this is a new IP. We actually didn't kickstart this one. We actually just did a pre-order campaign. You already get the funding. We're trying a new, different idea for it. The idea, this is also a co-op game for 1 to 5 players. Very different from Shadow Rift, though. It's not a deck building game. This is more like think the theme of an old Avalon Hill game, but with mechanics similar to Pandemic.
Okay.
It is a press your luck dice rolling game meets pick up and deliver meets hand management. So what she's going to show you now is a plot card. I believe you have in your hand there. It's a plot card.
Plot card?
It's a plot card. Yeah, it is. So those are plot cards. The idea of this game is you are playing as actual members of the Black Orchestra. It was a conspiracy within the German government to kill Hitler.
Okay.
And you're trying to rewrite history here by killing Hitler earlier off in the war before he could do as much damage. So you are gathering cards, like plot cards, and then trying to meet the conditions to do it. So Hitler needs to be in the right place, you have to have the right cards, you have to be the right level of motivation, and timing has to be just right for you to just attempt to try to assassinate Hitler. You could succeed in the war early, saving as many as 37 million lives. You could fail but not get caught and get to try again, or you could get caught, get sent to the Gestapo and be interrogated, potentially harming the rest of your team in the process. Once again, no traitor mechanic in this game. It is fully cooperative 1 to 5. Players will take their turns. You've got 3 action points per turn, which you can spend moving, drafting cards, getting cards and items, or a unique thing about this game is called conspiring. So we have this dice. Liam, do you want to show off one of these die? There you go.
Nice catch.
These dice, standard 6-sided die with numbers 1 through 3, as well as 2 targets and an eagle. If you conspire, you can spend up to your 3 action points. For every action point you spend, you get 1 die, and when you roll, you'll gain benefits. Well, that one's off in the side. That's okay. If you roll a target, you gain dissent. If you fail to dissent, good things happen. You can increase your motivation or decrease Hitler's military support. If you roll eagles, you raise your suspicion. Bad for you and everyone in your area. Yeah. So that's one of the character boards right there. And then finally, if you roll any numbers, that's extra actions you can take in your turn.
Okay.
So if you spend all 3 of your action points conspiring and you roll 3 threes, you now have 9 actions on your turn that you can spend however you see fit.
Wow.
The only thing you cannot do is conspire again.
Okay, fair enough, because then you'd be rolling forever.
Exactly. So there's definitely some press your luck because you could get those extra actions, but you could also raise everyone's suspicion, making it harder for you to actually get a plot off against Hitler. Or if a Gestapo raid happens and your suspicion level is too high, you'll get jailed immediately.
Okay. So it's a good balance of the game, it sounds like.
Exactly. So it's a lot of risk management. It's a lot of working together, and then you actual historical events that will be popping out, which will cause Hitler and his deputies to move, cause people to increase their motivation, lose their motivation, increase suspicion, and all that. So you're constantly managing the kind of tide of the war.
And how long is the gameplay for this?
Gameplay for this can be anywhere from 40 minutes to 2 hours. So you'll notice that there are these cards above here. Those are the different stages of the war. Hitler was very weak at the beginning stage and at the end stage. So if you can get a good assassination attempt early on, you have to be very lucky, but you could end the game early, around 40 minutes. But if you hit about stage 5, you're going to have to weather the storm and really hold out and try not to get caught, so that way once Hitler starts failing again and his military support wanes, you'll have that opportunity to hop back in there and try to end the war early.
That seems really well thought out.
Talking about how much they really love the theme of the game. A little conversation back and forth about whether the D6 should have had pips or not, but definitely talking about how it's multiple use dice. So.
Yes, and what I do like about the numbers is that you're able to also kind of keep track of how many actions you have. So when I roll these, what I'll usually do I now have 3 extra actions. I now have 2 extra actions. I have 1 extra action. It makes it easy because when you get bonus actions, it's inconsistent amongst rounds. You're like, wait, how many did I spend already?
Was that last turn or was
exactly.
This turn?
Or
okay.
did I do 3 actions already or did I only do 2? Do I have 1 left? And so having the number die is nice and easy to kind of quickly glance and go, oh, that's 2. I got 2 actions left right now.
Okay.
So it's very nice to actually have that available in front of you.
And what does this retail for?
$60. So we just released the backer ones for people who did the pre-order, and now we've got it here at BGG.CON. Now, what's special about here at BGG.CON is we have the classified packs, which are bonus characters. Those were only available to pre-order backers, and now at only conventions from here on out.
Awesome. But is this game available online?
This game is available online. We did already sell out most to wholesale, but we have some still on our website, gamesworthplaying.com, for our store. And there's some other online stores that have copies as well.
All right, but down the road, the idea is to have both of these available on your website.
Exactly. So this was a first printing of this, so it was a very limited run. We were kind of just testing the market, seeing how it gets reacted. So if you're looking for a copy and there are no more available, I would say keep an eye out next year. We're looking to hopefully get another printing going.
All right, fantastic. Is there any other questions from chat? Would you? I was going to ask, would you mind posing for a picture?
Oh yeah, not at all.
Awesome. I mean, I don't know if you're comfortable being on camera or.
Love it. That's
Why don't we have you behind the
Do you mind?
no, come on.
Let me put the mic down just so I don't.
Let's see.
If that mic falls, if you drop a mic for the 3rd time.
Thank you so much.
Liam's my new favorite, by the way. You used to take pictures with girls, right? So you know I got to take like 10 of them.
All good.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you guys.